Counting down the days, the future feels so distant. A lot of things have changed, and few have been resistant. Is moving, and the power you misused will soon be your undoing. Counting down the days, the future feels so distant. A lot of things have changed, and few have been resistant. Follow their instructions. So
Hey everyone, just coming. Make yourself comfortable, say hi in the chat. almost done, guys. I'll be there in about 30 seconds. All right, thanks for waiting. I appreciate that. I was just doing some admin stuff in the background. Emails are all scheduled for the Decentralions launch. So welcome everybody. Hey Tony, Raphael, Netbroker, Shirley, Master J. Good to see you, boys and girls. So today's the day. Today is the Decentralions launch. A couple of you did a little test for me, a little test for the order thingy. Don't admit it now, but you know who you are. And for everyone else, in fact, you know what? We're going to give it a little bit of time. I know what I said. We're officially launching at 8 p.m. UK time, which is in 51 minutes. But I'm going to let you guys in early, right? I'm going to let you guys in early because it makes sense that you guys should be guaranteed a spot if you want a spot. I've sent an email out to all of the wave counting immersion students, so like 275, something like that. Maybe you would have, if you were on the course, you would have got got one of those that email, and then I have scheduled. That's what I was doing just now. I've scheduled an email to go out to the whitelist, right? That you've all signed up for, the exclusive private whitelist. So exactly 8 o'clock, that email is going out with the order link. In fact, I should send an email out now saying to be waiting at your inbox, because that would make it fair, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm going to do that now, because otherwise some people might not be waiting by the inbox and they might miss out. So, because the whitelist should get the priority. And then I've got emails scheduled for 8:30, 30 minutes later, going out to the rest of the, like 7,000 people, like the rest of the list, like half an hour later. So, you know, right. So just bear with me a second, and I'm going to just quickly write that email to the whitelist, just letting them know that, you know, that the email is going out. So yeah, I'm going to mute my microphone so you don't hear me typing, or maybe I'll just keep chatting. But yeah, I'm really excited. Today's a big day. Hey Robin, good to see you. I had to get back here fast. I was running out of time because I was I'm always in cafes working, but I was in this cafe working, getting all this ready, and I did have a lot of time to eat, so I went to McDonald's and got 3 of those like Big Macs, I think. And who feels great after McDonald's? I don't feel great. You know what I mean? Who feels amazing after McDonald's? Well, I know like Martin, if he's watching, Martin feels amazing when he eats McDonald's. But he's an unusual case. I don't know if Kaz is here. She's normally the sound engineer. But how's the volume when I'm not talking? Is the volume okay? In fact, I'm going to mute my microphone while I'm typing. It's probably annoying. All right, that's that written out. The Raphael says, sounds good. Music could be lowered a tad. No problem. All right, Raphael, you're my sound engineer for the day, okay? Because Kaz isn't here right now. All right, now tad is a technical term. I know exactly what you mean by a tad. That is precisely 5 decibels or maybe 4 decibels. So I think that's the official meaning of a tad. Hey Cornish. So how's this, Raphael? Not my dancing, the music level. Okay, so this email is ready to go out. I'm going to send this out now. This is to the whitelist. You guys are all probably on the whitelist, so let me know if you get this. Send that. Hey Giuseppe, good to see you. Raphael says perfect, nice. So you were right, when you said a tad, you knew exactly what you're talking about. whitelist. There we go. Send now. Yep, send. Okay, I haven't proofread this. Whenever I don't proofread stuff, it's usually littered with stupid mistakes. Like if you read my, if you've ever read some of my newsletters, I've been chastised by my team. Because when you write just you're in flow, you think yeah, it's all great, and then you go back and it's just like it's been written by a 5-year-old. Hey Martin. Okay, so the email has been sent to the whitelist, and it'll be coming from andy@kingsilver.com. So let me know if you guys who are on that whitelist. Let me know if you get it. So the launch is in 43 minutes. We are going to look at Bitcoin as well because there's something really cool that's happening. If you're in the network, the community, I was having breakfast. I don't think it was this morning. No, it was yesterday morning. I saw what I thought looked like the end of the correction, and then I did like a, again, I suppose a simulated trade. I was at breakfast looking at my phone, and I posted saying, "This looks like, from my phone at least, it looks like the end of the correction. I'm going to get a move up again." And so I posted it. Pardon me. And that's exactly what we've got. It's really cool. So, but it's more important to show the rationale for learning purposes. So we're definitely going to look at that today. Hey Scott. Excited about the NFT? Cool. If you're on the whitelist, let me know if... Robin says, have you tried Chat GPT? I have. Yeah, I have. Big time. I can definitely see myself using it in a big way to help. Like, the way that I've been using it so far is like in the creative process. So for example, when I was coming up with ideas for what to name these NFT generations and things, I was going into ChatGPT, it's a terrible name, ChatGPT, and asking it to give lists and hierarchies of these different concepts. And I was playing around with like crypto tech projects and mythical, like the heroes and the wizards and all. I was just asking for lists and stuff and military rankings, and yeah. So at the moment, I've been using it predominantly to enhance the creative process. Because when you're brainstorming, you're not filtering yourself. You just get a pen and paper and you just like brainstorm different ideas. Where with ChatGPT, it can, like, for example, one of the things I did is I asked it to write 100 unique names that were future, like, and I told her like the story. I don't know why I said her. I'm sort of seeing ChatGPT as a her for some reason. And I laid out the narrative. I said it's a futuristic cyberpunk world that is inhabited by synthetic, robotic, lion-like creatures, super advanced. And basically, I wanted the ChatGPT to come up with a list of names for those people when they were like unique names. And I'll show you if you're interested, all these different names. And it was amazing. It was so cool. And how long would have it taken me to sit there to creatively come up with like 100 unique names that had those qualities? A lot longer. It took like seconds. And I've also 2 attempts, not serious attempts. The first one, like, spent 30 minutes on it, and then I spent about an hour on it, literally 2 nights ago, just to experiment with creating a trading algorithm. And I can't get it to work. Again, I'm not a coder, so when it produces the code, it's incredible that it even produces the code with different criteria. Well, if you're on the course, you're from the wave counting immersion course, you'll know what I'm talking about. I wanted to create I wanted to experiment with the idea about creating an algorithm that tried to look for, ultimately, the goal will be to try and look for third wave volume spikes, followed by fourth wave correction, followed by a fifth wave up that was accompanied with price and momentum divergence, and then creating sell signals and buy signals and stuff. But I haven't spent enough time in it. I'm sure it can be done, but so far I haven't been successful. The furthest I got was a few nights ago when I created code that was error free. Like the first time I tried, the code that TradingView uses is called PineScript, and the first time I tried, it just had errors in it, and ChatGPT just couldn't bloody fix it. But this time, still getting errors, but I kept going, and we got code that worked. I put it in a TradingView, and it wasn't creating any buy or sell signals. And I was like, I'm too busy. I'll come back to this. So I suspect to do something as sophisticated as like is what I would like to do in my imagination, I think I would need a coder to look at what ChatGPT, whatever's called, what it's done, and to be like, oh yeah, no, it's not doing it right. But then again, I'm new to ChatGPT. I hate saying ChatGPT. It's such a terrible name. It's a name that's been come up with by engineers. Oh, ChatGPT. Why come up with 4 syllables? I hate it. I'm gonna call it ChattyBot. Scott says, I signed up today. Will I be on the list? Well, if you put yourself on the list, then yeah, you're on the list. Let me look. I've got the email thing up. Scott, can I see a Scott? Yeah, you're there. You're there, Scott. I mean, there's one Scott. I'm assuming that's you. It was today at 10 to 5 p.m. UK time. That's when you did it. And I won't say your email out to everyone, obviously, but it ends in to.com. That's your email. Cornish T says, not had the email yet. Oh dear, hang on. Yeah, it says 26, that's how many people are on the waiting list so far, have been sent, and no one's opened it, which usually means it hasn't actually gone through. So I'm sending it via an SMTP server. Let me just see if I can fix it. Oh, okay, if you don't mind sharing your email publicly. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Scott, you're on the list, but it didn't go through for some reason. I mean, I'm going to share the link with you guys early, right? We've got 36 minutes left, but I'm going to let you guys in early, so don't worry. But I do need to get this sorted. If that doesn't go through, oh dear, okay, that didn't work. API error. Right, give me a second, guys. Just got to focus on this, unfortunately. Okay. I think I know what it is. Update. Delivery error, delivery server error. The following recipients. Oh dear. Okay, maybe it's because I haven't set up Andy at kingsilver.com, so I'm going to send from another one and see if that makes a difference. I need like I need a producer next to me at all times. I need a technical person all the time. The only thing I'm good at is just sitting here looking pretty. That's the only thing. I have no other talents. Okay, let's try to send this again, and this time send it from... I'll send it from academy at kingsilver.com. Because it's like SMTP email craziness. Okay, let's try that. Yes, send. Send it. Okay, so that should have been sent from academy at kingsilver.com. So go to your inboxes and let me know if it's arrived. If it hasn't arrived, then oh dear, that's going to be annoying. Anyone who's just arrived on the stream, by the way, come and say hello in the chat. Whether you're on Twitch or YouTube, I still see it, and you can see it obviously there. And again, for new people, we are going to go in and look at Bitcoin today. There's some cool stuff that's been going on that I want to dive into. And if you've just shown up and you haven't heard me mention it, I'm going to let you guys in early who are on the stream. So you guys are 100% going to grab yourselves a Decentralion. Scott says, just got it. Wicked. And is it from academy at kingsilver.com? So, okay, so it's an issue with coming from Andy at kingsilver.com. Okay, that's fine. Or is it fine? Okay, that means I need to change this scheduled one as well. Okay. There we go. Academy at kingsilver. Cool. We caught that. Okay, so that's going out in half an hour. All right. Raphael got the email. Sweet. Okay, that's all done now. I can relax. There's nothing else I can do. If it's all a disaster, then at least you guys are going to get your hands on the Decentralions. That's the most important thing, and then we can fix the rest tomorrow. All right. Well, look, we've got half an hour until launch, so why don't I just give you guys the link? So I'm going to type it into the chat. Let me grab it first. Here it is. Okay, I'm going to type it in the chat. And then you guys just jump on it. Go for it. Right, is that it? I'm going to press enter. I'm going to do it. And then yeah, so then you guys can jump on it first, all right? Are you ready? I want to hear some emojis. I want to see some emojis. You can't hear emojis. Emojis make no sound. So give me some emojis, otherwise I'm not pressing it. I need emojis. Positive emojis, otherwise I'm not going to press the button and share the link. I need two more emojis. All right, one more. One more. I'm going to play a sound effect because I haven't played this one yet. All right, cool. There we go. Here it goes.
No way. We landed on the moon!
I don't know why I chose that as a sound effect to keep. By the way, if so, yeah, that's the link, right? That's the, I can't. Let's go in first. That's the link, right there. God, this is so hard doing it backwards, doing it in reverse and upside down. So that's the link right there. You can click. I'm assuming you can click on it. kingsilver.com/1-of-25-founders. If that link isn't working, let me know. And so there it is, guys. Jump on it. This is 28 minutes before the emails all go out to 7,000 people. So that's assuming the SNTP thing that was a little issue just there is fine. But all the emails worked from academy@kingsilver.com. So hopefully it's fine. But you guys aren't letting me know in the chat that it's not working, so I'm assuming it is working. So, all right, wicked. Let's see how fast it is for the first Decentraline to come through. Let's do this. So this is until the first one comes through. Who's going to be the first one? Who is good? Oh, the first one's for it, Scott. Well done, Scott. You won. You didn't win it. You didn't win a special prize for coming first. But I guess you got the fastest fingers. Scott, Raphael, Zifa. You guys are the fastest. You three are you're the sharpshooters. Scott, Raphael, and Zifa. So if everyone is wondering who's like the crack shots, it's Scott, Raphael, and Zifa. So I'll do that one's for Raphael, and this one's for Zifa. There you go. Who's going to be number 4? And then I'll stop doing this because it's going to get boring pretty quick with this. Actually, let's up the ante, that. Because I've got, like, with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they get exponentially more kind of intense. And this is the background music for if it's the $1 million question, this one right here. And this is Phone a Friend. So I'll keep this one on. Right, who's gonna be number 5? Number 4. 1, 2, 3, yeah. Learn to count, Andy. Yeah, so sorry, I should go back to you guys. So well done, Scott, well done, Raphael, well done, Zifa, you're in. You've got an allocation for one of the 25 founders. So congrats. And from here, I'm going to do absolutely everything I can to make this a decision that you're going to... Oh, good timing. Tony, you're number 4. Congratulations, Tony. So, yeah, Tony, you're in. Just like Zifa, Raphael, and Scott, you're one of the 25 to get the founders. And I'm going to do my damned best from here to make sure that this is the best thing you guys have ever done. Like, seriously. This is really exciting, and be excited, right? Be excited. This is the start of great things for everyone. Where's the music gone? Did I turn it off? Oh yeah, it's just the new track. All right, wicked. So yeah, this is exciting. So we're gonna. Should we look at Bitcoin first? Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll pop over to Bitcoin now, and then what we'll do is we'll see. We'll just play it by ear. We'll see how we go. But yeah, well done, guys. Wicked. So this time next year, because look, you gotta remember, like, this is something I was thinking about quite recently, right? Cornish got one too. Nice. Oh, are you Cornish? Which one are you? Oh, well, you don't have to give away your real name, Cornish. That's up to you. That's all good. One thing I was thinking about today, right? Everyone thinks or wishes that they'd have been there in the beginning when Facebook was starting, or, you know, I mean, some other... Oh, Tony, yeah, cool, nice one. Yeah, well done, Tony. Everyone wishes they were there in the beginning of some company, some project, and they said, man, if I'd have been there, I could have invested. And by the way, again, this isn't an investment. This is a utility token that's going to be used inside the King Silver ecosystem. You know, just so that you guys, just so it's clear. I'll get to your comment in a second, Master J. Yeah, Master J. Everyone wishes they were there in the beginning. Everyone wishes they were there in the beginning of Bitcoin. But what they don't appreciate is what the beginning of something looks like, right? Everyone thinks, oh, if I was there in the beginning of Uber, when they were trying to get, they were doing fundraisers and they asked Gary Vaynerchuk for just $20,000, that today that investment would have been worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and he turned it down, is because back then Uber didn't look like Uber. Uber looked like a couple of scruffy dudes with a pitch deck that didn't look that great. You know, they probably didn't sound that confident when they did the pitch. Like, any early project doesn't look like the vision that the founders have in their head. I can see King Silver, right? I can see it. I keep saying to everyone on the team, all paths lead to King Silver. I want to get a fucking tattoo. All paths lead to King Silver. I can see it viscerally, but no one else can see it, and it's my job to share that vision. And everyone thinks, oh yeah, I would have invested in that at the very beginning. I would have invested in that. And the chances are they probably wouldn't. They probably wouldn't. Because in the very beginning of something, it looks like the beginning of something. And what is the beginning of something like? Not much. Not much. And so really, sometimes, in fact, I think most of the time, it just comes down to being in the right place and the right time, and yourself just kind of going off a hunch, being like, do you know what, there's something about this guy, there's something, you know, going off that thing of just like going for it. And Gary Vaynerchuk, who's a famous entrepreneur, he's a famous investor. He invested in Twitter right in the very, very beginning, but he didn't invest in Uber. He had 2 opportunities to invest in it and he turned it down. And he says that's the biggest mistake he's ever made, right? But he's a talented, intelligent, you know, person. So how come he missed it? Because Uber didn't look like Uber. It just looked like a bunch of, you know, scruffy guys with you know, and he just couldn't see their vision. So it's not like a flaw in his, on his side. Like, I'd probably have passed it up as well. Who knows, right? And it's just, I think sometimes it's just about being in the right place, the right time. And also it might be like personalities, kind of, you might just connect with those founders, or they have a vision, and maybe you've thought about something similar, or you can for whatever reason, your history, your background, your knowledge, your kind of areas of interest, it kind of intersects a bit, and you go, I think I can see where that's going, and other people can't see it, and so they will look at all these different investment opportunities, and they just can't see them, and the ones that succeed, well, they couldn't see it, and you know, they would never have got in. And so it seems to be a mix of right place, right time, and also just being the right person who just manages to connect with that vision. So, look, massive thanks to you guys for, I suppose, Robin, you're in as well. Well done, mate, for believing in me. And, you know, for some reason, we've come together right here in this place, in this time, and we seem to have connected, and you guys seem to believe in my vision. And I suppose, be excited, because I'm obsessed. There's nothing else going on in my life, but that's fine. Like, this is my obsession, right? I don't have any other hobbies. I don't have. I haven't. It sounds like sad. I have no girlfriend. I have no this. All I'm focused on is I'm all in King Silver. Everything I'm doing is King Silver. All the funds I'm raising from this NFT launch, it's all going, well, it's specifically going to this NFT launch. And if you look at the page on the Decentralions page, see it has the broader fundraise goal for both phases of the pre-mint launch. The first phase is Generation 1, and the second phase is the Heroes Generation 2, and all of that is going into the NFT production and then the surrounding King Silver ecosystem. I have no life outside of King Silver, and my friends always tell me you need to have a balance, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. I'm like, no, that's like it feels like this is my mission on earth. That's the only way to describe it. And so I would invest in me, and later on in once everything goes according to my vision and King Silver is a multi-billion-dollar ecosystem, I like the idea that I can be in a position where I can invest in people like me, because I'm an unusual kind of character, and I like the idea that in the future I'll be able to help people with these big visions. That's a big aspiration of mine. So Master J, I'll come to your question in a second. Scott says, that's what I did. I love your enthusiasm and creativity, and yes, I'm at the right place at the right time. Let's do this. Nice one, Scott. I appreciate it. So Master J says, I got a few questions and comments about the Decentralions NFT and mechanics. Are we going to come back to this topic after taking a look at Bitcoin? Oh yeah, 100%. And even if we don't have time tonight, this whole process, I love the idea that I've look, up until now, I've really kept any mechanics and stuff kind of close to my chest, right? And partly that's due to, I suppose some of it is fear-based. There's every single person who believes they've invented something new, they fear that somebody's going to steal it and run away with it, etc., etc. And that's not, unique to me, but it's definitely safer to keep what you've done close to your chest and not tell anybody. But the experience I've had so far, just in the last, was it been just a week or two, I think. Raphael says, when you're listing on Binance. Yeah. Well, look, that's going to come, man. That's the dream, isn't it? That's the big dream. But just experience in the last like a week or two, just kind of like opening up. Now, this isn't the King Silver mechanics, but just the mechanics of the NFTs themselves, and just getting some great feedback and just kind of like that involving you guys. It's been really rewarding, and one of the reasons why I think that I got ill in 2019 was I was working on a previous concept, at the heart of which was the King Silver stablecoin, but the project was called Thermesia, and I was playing around with ideas of calling it Veritree, and it was I think I've mentioned it to you guys before. It was this truth. I called it the truth economy, and it was and is a powerful idea, and it was a journalism platform, a truth journalism platform where truth could be both discovered and reported. And I call it the truth economy because imagine a website where a news journalism website where every single article, every fact that was presented, you could go into it and see that the facts themselves had been researched by investigators on the platform. And those facts were, I call them truth assets, which were NFTs before NFTs were even a thing, before they even, they were a thing, but they weren't like mainstream before, all the art, all that kind of stuff. So these truth assets, which were owned by they were owned by the people who put the work in to prove that these were correct, right? These truth assets. And so any truth assets that were referenced in these articles would get a share of the revenue generated by the article, whether it was through subscriptions or advertising. And so it would build up this matrix of facts and truth. Because obviously, if this is true, why is this true? Well, because of this fact and this fact and this fact and this fact. Okay, but why are they true? Well, because this is true because of this fact and this fact and this fact, etc., etc. And so there was a profit motive to investigate and prove things to be true. Now, it ended up being insanely more complicated in in practice, because you end up going down an epistemological rabbit hole. Epistemology is the philosophy of knowledge. And so how do you know something is true? Because you think, oh yeah, this is true because this, right? It's like, okay, yeah, but how do you know that those are true? You go, yeah, well, those are true because this. If you keep going down, right? Oh yeah, well, that's true because of this. Okay, go prove all of those to be true. Okay, and you go down, now prove all those to be true. And at some point, you run out of, you can't go down anymore. And you end up that things are proven to be true, and you get to a kind of a bedrock of an epistemological bedrock where ultimately all of our knowledge rests on certain unquestionable or unprovable axioms, right? These kind of like, you might go deep to like, well, this is true because we live in a material universe, or this is true because, you know, it's like, well, how would you can't prove we live in a material universe. We can't. So at some point, I was like, how do you ultimately prove something? Because that was the whole point of this. Anyway, there was that side of things, which is insanely stressful. But then the more I worked on it, and I was working on it through like the beginning of the COVID lockdown, the stress on me on this, not just because of the challenge of creating a project like that, but also I was kind of thinking, well, what happens if this succeeds? A decentralized ecosystem through which truth will organically emerge, and truth that cannot be silenced or censored. I was like, I'm gonna get Clintoned. They're gonna find me, you know, oh, I committed suicide with a gunshot to the back of my head, and like, but I couldn't stop working on it. I felt like I told my friends I felt like Frodo with the ring, and I knew where I had to take it. And I was, so I don't know if I've gone off on this tangent, but like the stress was crazy. And then everyone has, I suppose, like a weak point at the chain, and mine was my digestion, and it just shut down. It was crazy. It wasn't just that, it was loads of stuff. I was having panic attacks. I couldn't eat protein or fat. I lost 13 kilograms of weight. Like right now, I haven't weighed myself in a while, but I think I'm about 74 kilograms. And before I got ill, I was 72, and I went down to 58.5 kilograms. I looked like, I didn't look good. And that's when I had to put that project aside, shelve it. I went back to, that's a long story. I don't know I'm going into that. But when I came back, and that idea is still amazing, but what I've realized is that idea, for it to truly work, it would have to be built in a completely decentralized way, because if I build it, I'm going to end up, killing myself in a hotel with a gunshot to the head, because there's certain facts in the world that, there's certain, you get what I'm saying. So a project like that in the future would have to be done in a completely decentralized way, where there was no target, you know what I mean? So that's going to come, who knows? But anyway, if the CIA are watching this, like, no, I'm not going to do that. No, not at all. But the stable coin at the heart of that, when I was a lot more healthy, I reached in, pulled that out, and I realized there was something that was the really special thing that where something truly incredible could be built. That could be the foundation of something truly incredible. And then who knows, maybe one day I'll have big enough shoulders to bear something that can have that kind of impact on the world. But I'm sorry, I haven't been reading your messages. Raphael says, when are you thinking about listing? Oh, you're asking me seriously? I thought you were joking. Well, look, like step one, let's bloody, there's like certain steps you've got to move towards. So what you're after is a roadmap. So once this launch is done and we've done phase 2, then we can start. We're going to start working on the NFT project itself, on the artwork, the smart contracts, coding, all that kind of stuff. So just like one step at a time. But yes, 100%, we're going to be producing a roadmap. But I don't want it to be a roadmap that I'm just sort of making up. I want it to be a roadmap that is actually like, right, this is the plan. I've been speaking to the development team. I've been speaking to, and this is how long they think that's going to take, and da. And yeah, and you guys are going to hear about it as soon as I have that. But I was joking. But the wish list. Okay, cool. Scott says, dude, I've been there. My body just broke down from unmanaged stress. It's taken me 10 years to climb back and take back my life. Oh man, I feel you, man. Like, I had no idea that could happen. I thought I was invincible. I genuinely thought I was invincible. I thought people who complained about stress were sort of just bitches. I was like, what are you moaning about? Just fucking man up. Like, I thought stress was that feeling you get in your head when you've got like a deadline, you're like, there's like a bit too much work to do, and you get like, a bit stressed. I thought that's not stress. That's not stress. Like, real stress is like deep in your body, and I wasn't aware of it. I didn't have like a HUD view in this, like an indicator, like warning. It's like, when you're hungry, you feel it. When you're horny, you feel it. When you're thirsty, you feel it. When you're tired, you feel it. And I whether I felt I had suppressed it or whatever, I was like, just like work mode, like, mission mode. And I just wasn't either aware or wasn't paying attention to the stress. And I was depressed, and the depression, I suppose you call it. I think that was the stress trying to like make itself known. And I was like, thinking the solution is just to keep pushing. You know what I mean? It's like Winston Churchill quote: "If you're in hell, keep going." And I was like, "Well, I'm in hell. Keep going." And the thing is, I don't actually regret it, because it almost feels like it had to happen that way. It had to happen, and because it did happen, and the dive was quick. Right, literally, like in the space of I think I lost 13 kilograms in the space of a month. I think it was crazy, and then it was a slow climb back, and it hasn't taken me 10 years, thank God. And I'm sorry to hear that, Scott, but I'm glad you're doing better. It took me, I think, 2 years. Well, it happened in 2019, so but yeah, about 2 years of a steady climb out. Crazy. So it's 8:55. So since I'm still, we haven't looked at Bitcoin yet. Let's just hang out for another 5 minutes. Let's hang out for another 5-10 minutes, and then we'll go into Bitcoin. So let me wrap up that little story, because there was a reason why I was saying it. I can't remember. I can't remember where I was going with that, but I mean, God, like when I started this project in 2017, like since then I've written a 60,000 word thesis called The Republic of King Silver. That was about a decentralized governance architecture, where again the King Silver stablecoin was at the heart of the project. That then evolved into the Themesia project. Again, I wrote like there's a white paper for that. And then I got ill and I took time out. Started working for a crypto investment fund, and then I came back to it and just started working on it again. But it was focusing on the King Silver rather than this crazy truth thing. And and then I started working on what became wave counters, and then what became the King Silver Academy, because I realized that one of the things that was really stressing me out was I was kind of I'll come full circle why I started talking about this. One of the things that was so heavy was that I was working on this thing that I felt was so huge in terms of like Themesia, and I was on my own. I didn't have a community. I didn't have people believing in me and supporting me. Pardon me. I can feel the McDonald's in like chewing at my soul. Nom 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 nom. Who feels good after McDonald's? I tell you how I feel when I feel best. I feel best after a nice ribeye steak, cooked in butter, with a little bit of salt and pepper. Nothing else. That's it. That's like, I feel amazing after that. But McDonald's it's not great. Pardon me. I've got water over there, and I'll finish my story. One sec. I don't know if I want to cough or burp. Anyway, I think I breathed in a little bit of liquid. Oh. This is like the worst kind of ASMR, isn't it? Is it possible to cough and burp at the same time? Will a portal to another dimension open if I do that? Oh, will my face explode? Anyway, and that's why I decided to start the wave counting, the wave counters, which then, you know, became the King Silver Academy, because I realized that in order to build something big, you need people around you, right? People who are going to contribute, and people who believe in you. It's we all have this, say we all, like entrepreneurs, founders, whatever you want to call yourself, inventors, people who are doing something, creating something, building something. We all have this romantic notion of the you know, the suffering hero, right? The suffering artist, the suffering entrepreneur on their own. No one believes in them. I just saw Robin, nice one, well done, mate. You're in. I think that's the one I just saw. Oh no, you got it before. Marcus, you're in, mate. Well done. Yeah, welcome to the Founders Club, Marcus. Oh yeah. So you guys who are in, I'm going to give you access to at the moment the Decentralions space. Oh no, yeah, the Decentralions is going to be open to all of the owners of Decentralions, but there's going to be a Founders Club too, and that's going to be just for you guys. So I'm going to set that up. But what I've realised from this experience is that this romantic notion of the suffering, you know, the suffering lonely entrepreneur, the Van Goghs of the world, it's just a story, and it doesn't have to be that way. And so when I set up wave counters, it was the beginning of the move to create a community. And in the beginning, that is a community of traders, right? Investors, and now, you know, as I'm sharing the big vision of what this is all about, it's so awesome to have you guys as part of this, and it's so necessary. I need it. And it's so much more. It's because, look, I mean, what? Because the old me will be like, you'll be happy in the future when you've achieved that kind of result or that goal. But is that a way to live life? Whereas there's a way that the entire process can be joyful. Yeah, tons of work, but you know, you guys probably have this experience on your end. Like, hard work with a great bunch of people around you, it's like, it's fun. Like, it's part, you know, yeah, tough work, whatever. But if you're not, it's like doing something on your own, especially something risky, something that, you know, is bold and crazy and big. Inventing something on your own, it's tough, man. Which is fine, but it doesn't have to be, you know, a terrible journey. Brian says, been there on the lonely stress. Thanks for sharing. All good, man. All good. Yeah. And yeah, just having you guys here, man, it's fucking awesome. And this is the beginning. This is the very, very start. Everything big starts in a garage, you know, in someone's basement, in a university dorm. I'm a nomad traveler, and I started this thing. When did I start it? think was I in Bali? Where was I when I started it? No, I was in Prague when I started it, and then God, I mean, I've just been all over. Which sounds like a like when I tell people my lifestyle, it sounds exotic, but I'm not staying in 5-star hotels. I'm staying like when I heard that Mark Zuckerberg, I don't know if he still does it, but you know, I think he was a multi-millionaire at the very least at this point, and he still like stayed on a little tiny apartment with a mattress in the corner, you know, didn't buy loads of expensive clothes and stuff. And I was thinking like, yeah, 100% that would be me. I don't give a shit about luxury and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't interest me whatsoever. Like, if I became a billionaire right now, a billionaire, that's a lot of money. Is there anything I desire, like any material things that I desire? I mean, maybe this is a product of traveling, right? Because I think before you travel, we all have notions of what we think is going to make us happy. And so, you know, for example, there's a lot of people who they have this kind of operation system. They work doing something they don't enjoy. They get paid. They get a dopamine rush when they get paid because they see that money as an opportunity to exchange that money for pleasurable things or experiences. And so they take that money and they go and buy that watch or, the car or some kind of material object. And that purchase gives them that dopamine rush. And that lasts for a bit, you know, but then eventually the car that you bought just becomes the norm again. That watch you bought is now just the norm. So you go back to a baseline where you feel exactly you did before you bought the thing, but now you're then looking at that new thing, the new iPhone or the new computer, whatever it is, right? And so you're on this just constant like dopamine chasing thing, you know? And then if you have the opportunity to travel and travel a lot, I don't mean go on holidays, because that's not the same thing as traveling. Going on holidays is like you're having a short break from your life. Your life's back there, right? That's where all your stuff is. Your dopamine-inducing material possessions are all back there, and you go off and you do some. But when you go and actually travel, and I mean like where you actually get rid of everything, you don't. I've got a few things at my parents', you know, but that's it. Like everything I've got is in my suit. I'm pointing to my suitcase. It's like a big suitcase, and all this gear fits inside there. And when you live that life, you realize, first of all, that in order to live this life, you can't carry loads of possessions around with you. So it forces you to sell off things, and it makes you really think, what do I need? And then once you start traveling, you realize a lot of the stuff you're taking with me, you don't actually use. And so you get rid of more stuff, and then you slowly start to realize that the true meaning in life, the true pleasure, the longer lasting pleasure comes from experiences, comes from connection, people, you know, like, and once you kind of realize that, you can't go back. And so if I became a billionaire, if King Silver works out, then who knows, that might fucking happen. Like, I know that maybe you guys find this hard to believe, I have zero material desires. It'd be fun to rent a Lambo for a week or something, you know. Yeah, of course, fucking love Lambos and stuff. Would I buy a Lambo? I know for a fact that I'd feel amazing driving it, but then at some point, I wouldn't take that much time, and then driving the Lambo is now just normal, and I'd feel the same than before the Lambo. But now, added to that, I'm now worried about the Lambo. You need to leave it parked somewhere, and it's now a thing that's like, I've got to worry about it. And, you know, where do I park it? Where do I leave it? Where do I travel? So, look, if I became a billionaire, then who fucking knows? But I'm sitting here and I have no material desires whatsoever. I might buy a couple of All Saints t-shirts or something like that, whatever. But I have zero material desires. My desires are for experiences, and really, like, predominantly I want to help people. There's certain people in my life that I want to help. I want to help my family. There's certain friends that are in trouble that I want to be able to help. Like, for me, I say to friends that money for me is Lego bricks. The more money you have, the more things you can create and build. Like I just see money as just like Lego bricks. And so from that side of things, if I had $1 billion, I would just, there's so many ideas I've got for things I would want to create. Products, services, businesses, just cool shit. I've got all kinds of ideas for different, like I could create like a certain themed cafe. I'm a nerd. I'm into like board games and stuff. Make like an awesome like board game cafe. But it's all about creating things. It's all about just creating things. And then on human side, being able to help anyone who I care about who's in trouble. Imagine that. Imagine you had the power to help anybody in your life. They're in trouble. You're like, hey, don't worry about it. I've got it. I've got your back. And that's a great place. It's a great place to be. I'm very happy that I don't desire anything. So I'm going off on a tangent here. Let's go into Bitcoin. Let me just double check that the emails that I said were going to go out have gone out. Let's have a look. Okay, they have gone out, I think. Okay, that email's gone out. Okay, that email, those emails are going out in half an hour. Okay, so the email has gone out to the whitelist. Cool. All right. Well, then it's all working out great. Master J says, "Yep, I did receive 2 emails. Nice." So let's go into Bitcoin. Have a little look. Just give me 1 second. All right. Just close down these. Before we do that, okay, you guys vote. Because I was going to do this in the last stream, but I forgot. If anyone's interested, do you guys want to watch me, or we can do it together? Go into the Midjourney AI, and I can show you create. You know, I showed you we created the concepts for the Decentralions. Do you want to do that together? It won't take long. It will take like 5-10 minutes probably max. And we can do it together. We can create these. I can show you the process of creating these AI artwork concept things, or we'll go into Bitcoin. So just you guys vote. Say, put in the chat, AI or Bitcoin. I'll let you guys vote. It's completely up to you. Or we can do the AI stuff later. I thought it'd be kind of cool. And at some point, was it Robin who asked about ChatGPT? So whether we do it today or we do it on another future stream, we can. Martin said he thinks this would be boring, but I said it'd be really fun to spend a bit of time seeing if we can create a trading algorithm together on ChatGPT. I'm not going to do it today, but if you guys are up for it at some point, I think it'd be fun. But I'm a nerd, and Martin thinks it'd be boring. But we can do that at some point. We can see if we can create an algorithm together. That'd be interesting. So Tony says Bitcoin, Jeff says Bitcoin, Master J says Bitcoin first, AI stuff, and NFTs later. Robin said, okay, so that's 3 on that side. Robin says AI. Cornish says AI. Brian says Ethereum, which means looking at the charts. So that's a vote on this side. Raphael says AI first. Okay, so the charts are winning. The charts are winning. It's close though. If there's no more votes, then we'll just go for the Bitcoin, and if there's time later, we can do the AI. Shirley says Bitcoin. All right, so it is leaning towards the Bitcoin side. So the vote's up. We're gonna go check out Bitcoin now. Okay. So actually, before I do that, I need to take my boots off, and I can't look at TradingView with my boots on. What am I, a savage? Actually, what I'm going to do before I do that quickly post a message in the network just telling everyone who is on the whitelist to check their email, because the main email going out to 7,000 people is going out in 18 minutes. So that would suck if they miss it. Martin says, has the light gone out? What light? What light? What about? Is something not working, Martin? Right, hang tight, guys. I'm just going to quickly post that into the network. Just kind of telling everyone to, if they're on the whitelist, to check that email, check out the spam folder. You went dark back there. All good. When you came closer. Yes, I think it's something to do with the blue light. I was messing around with this before. This blue light, I've actually got to like tone it down, because I think the camera somehow just recognizes it and it goes nuts. So that if I move back, then this sort of readjusts. Hello. All right, my shoes are off now. Message all members. Okay. So let me just mute myself while I'm just typing this. All right, that's just been sent to everyone in the network. All right, let's go into Bitcoin. All right, how cool is this? So again, this is a simulated trade. This was literally placed on my phone when I was having breakfast the other day. Now the reason why, and I post, who saw me post this in the network, and there's a few things I want to draw your attention to, and I posted about this briefly today, right? But you can see this, I call it, the correction semantics, and it's really, really nice. And this isn't semantics that I've just kind of discovered myself. This is semantics that have come from this modified Schiff pitchfork, and I kept it because price just kept responding to this geometry, right? Obviously, you've got price responding here, price climbing up the first warning line here, and then you just keep getting price responding to these warning lines. And with this really clean correction down here, we've got a W, X, and a Y, and the W stops at the warning line, and then the X stops at the warning line, and it stops like at the warning line, but exactly where the warning line also meets this this sliding parallel. This sliding parallel is a newer addition that I added, and that's because the last point before price began falling was right here, and so this distance from here to the upper parallel, that's the perfect invitation to create a sliding parallel. And you know, there's different ways that you can use that. You can use that as a phase shift sliding parallel to place on the other side of the median line. And if we did that, in fact, we would have seen that's where we got, oh well, you can see that like there, it's doing so. It's like you know, I think we're getting some resistance when price came back up. Price didn't quite reach the median line, and so that phase shift, and that's what a phase shift looks like, by the way. You can see, like, can you see that? It's very, very, on my screen, it's not a very thick line. Can you guys see that? I'll make it a bit thicker, hang on. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. There we go. Right. Did I move this? Hang on, what have I done? I think I moved this, didn't I? Yeah, so the last touch there, about there. Something like that ish. And so this one over here is a mirror. It's a mirror sliding parallel. So you take the same distance here, you copy it over to the other side, and you know, not a pinpoint, but price didn't go and reach the lower parallel perfectly, but then it didn't for this upper parallel as well. So you've got this mirrored sliding parallel, and it's just really nice to see that exactly where price starts to run out of strength and momentum, and you see the divergence here, like really big divergence with the volume. We see prices pushed back. We get, this is called separation, when you get this really big wick. Price comes back down, you get another big wick up. You get this divergence in the volume. You get divergence in both the RSI, that's what this white line is, and also in the MACD histogram. You see the histogram starts to turn over. So you get price coming lower, and then you have RSI going higher, the histogram going higher, and there's other ways that you can get divergence, and that's something we're going to cover in module 22, I think, when we start to talk about more advanced volume dynamics. Raphael says, is that indicator on TradingView? What indicator? This one? This is the on-balance volume oscillator. This is, I introduced this to you guys in module 6 or 7. Fey, F-E-Y. I added that manually, that thing. F-E-Y, what's that? F-E-Y. Oh look, see that? See where it says my? This is interesting. You see here it says my strategy. Can you see that? This is the code from ChatGPT. This is me trying to do the algorithm thing, and nothing happens. There's like nothing showing up, so it's just completely pointless. So I'm going to delete that because it's not doing anything. Yeah, what are you saying? F-E-Y. I don't know what you mean, Raphael. What indicator do you mean? Pardon me. So where was I? So when I popped this, on the page from my phone, and I posted it on the network, we were here, right? That's where this happened. And what I was thinking was, I saw this this warning line and price hitting the almost the lower parallel, seeing this divergence. I was seeing, like, is this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And I was thinking, well, if it is, then this could be the start right here of the correction in the upwards direction. Because if you think about this in the the macro, right? What are we looking at in the macro? In the macro, what we're looking at is that we have completed, like this is the macro. I think somebody else mentioned this. I think, was it you, Raphael? I think it was you who asked, are we still looking at a wave, looking to complete a wave 4, an A, B, and then a C? Are we looking at that? And I said, yes, that's still the plan. Raphael says the one that looks like your pitchfork. Looks like a pitchfork, or it is a pitchfork. What do you mean? Because all I've got there are pitchforks. There's nothing else. And a pitchfork isn't an indicator. A pitchfork is a tool, and I teach that on the course. So, point of control. Yeah, that's an indicator. Yeah, that's an indicator. So the point of control I'm going to be talking about on module 22 probably, when I talk about advanced volume dynamics. And I mentioned that today, didn't I? So look where the price pinged perfectly. And you can see it stops here, and this is the point of control for February the 15th. And so price just launched up above this and left this virgin point of control, and there's a good probability, assuming the macro wave structure is pointing in that direction, that price will come back down and test it again. And you can see that's why this expands out to the right, and it just stops right there. And again, it's kind of fun because February the 15th was my birthday, and so it projected out from there. And you can see even lower down there's a point of control here. Is that a point of control, or is that just something I've done manually? I think it's I've done manually. So that's the next point of control down at 21,000, and this one was pinged perfectly. Look at that perfect ping. And so when I created this simulated buy order right here, this wasn't turned on, right? If this was turned on, I might have thought, let's maybe wait a little bit, because we're so close to this point of control, and looking at it, like looking at how this is coming down, and that we haven't like touched these areas yet. But either way, the stop loss was definitely giving it enough room, right? So here's like an interesting thing. Again, we're going to cover this in module probably 22 or 3. When you're close like this and you think, okay, I think this might be the bottom, the mistake would be to put the stop loss above this point of control, because the probability is that price is going to come back to that point of control. And so the best practice would be to place the stop loss below that point of control to give it to protect yourself. Let me turn that down. And so it's just really, really cool to see. It's really cool to see. And now it's pinged it. You can see that it's no longer a virgin point of control. The next virgin point of controls are coming out from here, and these are daily, right? These point of controls are daily, so they're showing us the price levels from those days where there was the most volume. And so this was the most volume on this day, but then price, once we left that day, it came back and touched it immediately, and then it's no longer a virgin point of control. And then this kind of this day ended, let's move that out of the way, this day ended about there. That's like the end of the day there. And then price is launched above this, and now it's going higher and higher, and that's why this point of control is now going off to the right. And that would mean that, once assuming this is now the beginning of an upwards correction, then we would come back to that level. And so you can see here, like this, the reason why I placed the profit target here is because, number one, this is, let's move that. This is my supply zone here, which is created by just a combination of volume, because you can see here point of control, point of control, point of control, point of control. I see this as a zone, and so the safe take profit level wouldn't be the point of control, but it would be kind of the beginning of that zone. Just it's just such a tiny difference. Then I just, as soon as it hits that zone, bang, that's your profit target. And just looking at the all things considered, if we're moving up, that would be my price target. And if we are looking at, if this is a W, like a WXY, but then on the higher degree, a W, then we'd be looking for an X up. And so let's look at the Fibonacci retracement for that X, if this is in fact the beginning right there. And what that degree be, this is WX, so that means that if that's the W, that's going to be the Y down here, and A, B, and that'll be the C there. And that's the Y. And what degree is that? That's sub minuet. So that means that we'll be looking for a W, and that'd be minuet, and that would come up to, well, you know, who knows, like here, and it goes down lower. Definitely down to there, I reckon, down to that point of control level, down to 21,700. But let's change that to minuet. And so let's do the Fibonacci retracement for that X. W, wave W, retrace. So these are the levels that I'm looking at. And yeah, I just, you know, I'm shooting for over here, right? So I'm shooting for the, really like the 786, I suppose, above this supply zone. That's kind of what I'd be shooting for. But again, we have to watch this play out. But remember, like, why is that? But again, it doesn't necessarily mean we are going to reach these levels, because look, if we, like, in the short term, because again, look at the macro, what are we doing? If we think this is the third wave and we're now looking for the fourth wave correction, which is going to be bringing us down, we've got another move up, right, in the fifth wave. So any naked point of controls, virgin point of controls, there's two names for the same thing. Some people call them virgin, some people call them naked. Virgin makes more sense, because in the sense of, like, you know, untouched, right? Let's turn this off. Display. Sorry, it's over here. I've got like a special thing. So this is like this is called Iris, by the way. And so when I don't know if you do what I do, which is not good, but it's not good practice. But if you go to bed with your laptop, you know, all the lights are off, I've got this Iris thing, and this is what my screen looks like when I'm lying in bed. I mean, it looks dull on my monitor here, but here it's like all I see is red, and it's good. It's not perfect. It's still better to not do it at all, but it's like really good, because, you know, it helps you with your sleep. So as soon as, like, it's like, you know, an hour, an hour before you want to be actually sleeping, I'll do this. But for now, let's turn that, and then I'll turn it to paused. So then you guys are getting the full color experience, and then on your end, you know, you can, if you're lying in bed with me right now, then yeah, you can have that red thing turned on. Master J says the somatics are barely visible. As long as they are visible, then that's good enough, I think. So look at this price action. It's kind of really blowing up now. So this looks really nice. So where was I? Yeah, so in the macro, oh, that's what we're done. 30 minutes. So in the macro, if we're expecting, you know, if it's like a correction, and then we're going to get a correction back up, and then, you know, another back down, and, you know, if we are expecting a more drawn out wave 4 like this, then we could get like this wave down, wave up, wave down, and that's like that actually is the first leg. And then we get another one up, and another one, you know, we'll have to wait and see. But then if this wave count is correct, we're going to get another push up, and that push up would take out all of any, you know, it would take out this one. So it's not like we have to hit this now. Like you saw with the point of control that we hit down here. This one, you know, this was started on February the 15th, and it's the 26th now. So it's like 11 days later it hits. So if we don't hit this one here, it's, you know, I think if the wave count is correct, then we're going to hit it. So if we watch this price action unfold and we get to the point where we think, okay, I don't think it's going to hit it, then, you know, you can take profits from there. So if this is the A, impulse A, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, D, E triangle correction, looks really strong. And then I thought I had here a Cool. The email just got sent out to the list. I got it. So that's 7,000 people that just got the email now. And by the way, I haven't been emailing newsletters at all. So even though I said that's going out to 7,000 people, a lot of these people have probably forgotten about me. And look, you guys are kind of insiders. You have been following this journey. You've been following the story. If someone gets a random email from me after not hearing from me for 6 months or a year, there's a chance that they're just not in the headspace to jump on an NFT thing like this. So look, even so, after all of the big push today, if there are some NFTs left, if there are some founders left, then I will let you guys know, because there's probably some ballers out there that thinks they want to get their hands on more than one. So if we get to that point where after not immediately, because there's some people who don't open their emails, or it goes to their spam folder, they don't see it, etc., etc. So I'll do another push and say, guys, there's this many, it's just like this many left, jump on this, whatever, last chance, and if after all of that, just because I haven't been, like, when I was writing emails regularly, I was getting like about 1,500 opens for every email. But then people move on with their lives. They who knows, if you don't email them, and you don't maintain that kind of that relationship for like 6 months, a year, etc., then it can just kind of dissolve. And so we'll see. So if we do get to the point in a few days, let's say, and I'm like, guys, there's 3 left or something, then if there are any ballers out there that wants to get their hands on more than one, then send me a DM. And if in a perfect situation we've got 3 left, I get 3 DMs, everyone's happy. But if there's like 3 left and I get like 6 DMs, then we'll have to work something out. Maybe you guys can fight to the death, perhaps something like that might be fun. But yeah, we'll get to that when the time comes. Fezza, hey Fezza, says, been flying away for a while, but I'm in. Yeah, I just saw yours come through. Well done, mate. You're in. Welcome to the Founders Club. And so, so based on this price action, I think this was the third wave, right? You can see here the volume spikes right here. So we've got the third wave of the third wave, fourth wave correction, or it could be a B, C, D, E, maybe. And then this is the 5th wave here, or we've got an ending diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Either way, Either way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 could be an ending diagonal, or it could be an A, B, C, D, E. And then that's, I think it's an ending, it makes more sense. This is an ending diagonal here, which is great. To have that at the end of a correction like this, it makes a lot of sense. So I like that. And now we've got this strong price action. It broke this market structure. It broke this market structure. The first push didn't break this market structure, but I mean, all of these moves broke all of this market structure. The last market structure was right here. That's where it pinged. And then the move down didn't break this market structure, right? We kept getting higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. And we still got a higher low even after we kind of hit that market structure level right there. We got a higher low, and then boom. Kaboom. And so is this a leading diagonal? God, it might be. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3 X. So 1, 2, 3 correction. 1, 2, 3 correction. 1, 2, 3 correction. 1, 2, 3. I mean, could be. Then again, it could be very like 1, 2, 3. Where's the volume? So I can't see this bad boy. Yeah, volume's here. So it could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we've got a. Yeah, I think that's probably more likely. So we've got a 1, 2, 3. That's the volume, and then a 4 and a 5, and then we've got a running flat correction, and then we've got a 1, 2 bang. So this is like well, we haven't got a lot of volume yet. So we'll have to see where that goes. I mean, look, this could be an A, a B, and then a C, like a corrective move up. Because look, if this is the W, and we're expecting an X, so this could be a W. We've got a little X down, and then a Y, a Y up. So because we know that we're in a correction, so it could be an A, B, C, and then an A is broken down into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and A is impulsive, or it could be double XY, in which case we're expecting this could be the A, this could be the B, and we got the C, and that's nice. And then we'd be expecting the X pull down, and then we get the Y up, etc. So we haven't got enough of a pull down here for me to want to create a pitchfork, really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, this is definitely not a wave 1, because this correction is just too shallow to be a wave 2. I mean, yeah, can you get shallow wave 2s? Of course, but it's not very common. So it's much more likely that this is a B wave than it is a wave 2. In the sense of this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8, like a bigger A wave, a B wave than a C wave. Just this like small correction here, I'd be expecting this to be a B wave. But anyway, it's moving, it's doing something. But does this make sense, guys? When I was like, what I'm talking about because like, why are we here? It's like analysis is fun and everything else, but this trade setup idea, this is what it's all about. Like what's beautiful about this is we've got a perfect correction, right? Because sometimes you get these weird corrections where you get like a move like this and like whatever, and it's very, very hard to prepare for the end of the correction. But then you've got I've got here a modified shift pitchfork, but as you know, modified shift pitchforks, they're just channels. Oops. They're just channels, right? That's all a modified shift pitchfork is. And, when you get a nice, beautiful correction that is channeling perfectly, right? And it's what you're expecting. You're expecting a channel, and you're expecting a move up. These are the trading opportunities. And 1 second. You see what I mean, right? You've got price coming down, and in this particular scenario, price responded to a warning line, and then that was the first correction over. And as we come down, we get this. Look at this, like super clean, like impulse, a beautiful, beautiful triangle correction in the B wave, and then a final impulse down. And then I posted this today. We got a bounce off this warning line. And I didn't pinpoint the bottom. We did get another push down, but the stock, the chance of you absolutely pinpointing the bottom is like virtually zero. And this is why you have a nice healthy stop loss that considering the potential reward, like the risk reward. Like these are the trade setups. Now this is if this was a live trade, you'd be watching this live, and if you are anticipating it to go up here, then now, and this is something we're going to go through in module 21, how to plan a trade, how to follow a trade, etc., but our stop loss doesn't need to be down here now, right? Our stop loss doesn't, because now we're in profit, price is broken market structure, and it's now launched up. And so now I would move the stop loss. Actually, I'll keep that there just for sort of documentational purposes, but I would move the stop loss to let's see, the first time it breaks this and creates a lower low, that's when I would then lose faith that we are going to go up higher. So I'd move the stop loss to there, like below this, just a touch below this market structure down there. Okay, and then obviously that's going to get rid of all this profit, but that's the way it goes, right? You'd be silly to chased it up here because there's no market structure protecting price from coming down. So really, like, this volume area within here, if the price did come back down, if it is going to continue going up, then it's not going to come down lower than this market structure. It's going to continue getting higher highs and higher lows. And look, there's going to be, look, here's the reality is that there's a lot of trades where you get it right, you get an entry, price goes in the direction that you're anticipating, but then it doesn't go anywhere near where you were anticipating price was going to go, and it comes right back down to your entry. And so that's that. A lot of trades are going to go that way, and then that's why it's not just about the analysis and discovering the trade setups and entering the trades. It's also then managing the trades, because if you get into a trade and then you let it go quite relatively high, or it goes quite far, and then you let it come all the way back down to your entry, that's a mismanaged trade. That's a trade that isn't managed well. Now, if you still break even, then fine. And there are some trades where it just shoots up and then it just shoots down, and it just and you should have raised your stop loss to make sure you don't lose money anyway, and that can happen, fine. But when you get price kind of staggering its way up, especially in this case, which we're anticipating a corrective move up, you are going to get this like step ladder, slowly moving up. You need to be following it and moving your stop loss to below the next step, below the next step, below the next step. So when it does change direction, you're going to capture as much profit as possible. Because look, it's all about risk management. The whole game is about risk management. Who's messaging me? It's one of my advisors. We've asked. We've got like an advisors group because Coinbase has come out with a new technology. It's called, what's it called? It's called Base. Is it Base? It's called, anyway, it's and it's a new kind of like layer 2 Ethereum solution. And so I've been asking, I've got some blockchain people in the board of advisors, and so we're asking them what they think of it. And this one guy was like, nah, don't touch it. Does that make sense, guys, what I'm saying about, I mean, there's some of you who are already trading and you know exactly what I'm talking about, but it's kind of sucks if you don't know this, and everyone's got the war stories, right? To get to where you are, you have to have the war stories. And I've had trades in the past when I didn't understand this, and you just sort of hang on, and the price goes up and up and up and up and up, and you think, fuck, I'm up like $6,000, and then it just comes all the way back down in the space of a few hours, and you're like, fuck, because I didn't even have a price target. I was like, oh well, it could go up more. It could go up more, like, because when it goes like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, it's like, fuck, it could get to 10, it could get to 20, and you start fantasizing about the 10s and 20s, and then it just comes back down, and then it's like, fuck, yeah. But this is all part of, like, risk management is all part of, like, just try to get away from that, like, the starry-eyed greed. Oh, it could do this, it could do that. No. Like, look, it's think not about decapitating the enemy with a single blow. Think about, like, deaths with 1,000 cuts. Just, some cuts will be bigger than others, and some cuts will be really small. But don't go for the headshots. Don't go for the. I'm using like samurai metaphors here, right? Because we all want like massive trades. Look, sometimes they happen. Sometimes you get a massive pow, right? Profit target and price just goes boom, just bang. But then, a lot of the time it's just little bit here, little bit there, take profit early here because price has done this, and back just like little by little, and it all adds up. And that's something I'm also going to be going through, I think, in module 21, if not a later module, where I talk about once you can get to 5% a month, that is, if you can maintain 5% a month, then there's nothing stopping you becoming as wealthy as you want, really. 5% is a, think about 5% doesn't sound like a lot, right? Doesn't sound like a lot. It It is 100% achievable. I think we worked this out, that 5% per month works out to you doubling your money every single year. Now, if you've got a small account, you might think, oh, well, that's not enough. Like, yeah. But again, the fastest, okay, we're going to go through this in a later module, but the fastest way to grow your account is actually to trade with other people's money. There's prop firms where they give you their capital to trade with after you pass certain, go through certain tests, with them. So the fastest way to grow your account is with other people's money, right? And if you can demonstrate performance consistently month by month, you'll never be short of money. As long as you can prove that you have the skills to consistently grow, capital month by month. If you can demonstrate to somebody that you can double capital per year, oh my God, doubling your capital, what bank where else is an investor going to double his money every year? Obviously you get a cut of that, etc. But, once you have the skills to do this, if you can achieve 5% per month, then you're made for life. You're sorted. And so think about a month. It depends how much time you're spending on it, but a month, 5% in a whole month. As long as you think about that macro and you're not thinking about every trade must be huge. You just calm down and think of just little cut here, little cut, and then, then the enemy falls down. All these thousands of cuts. Does that make sense? Brian says, I live trading advice is huge. I think, I love trading advice is huge, I think. Thanks, Brian. Shirley's compounding is my plan. Oh yeah, you can still grow your account on your own. You're still doable, obviously. Like, doubling every year, 10,000, 20, 40, 80, it's still great. But once you can demonstrate to yourself and to others, you can consistently grow an account month by month, then you can go to a prop firm, and then you can trade potentially once you pass all their tests up to the biggest one I saw was $2 million, I think, £2 million or dollars. But you've got to pay them to do their tests. So I would only ever even consider that once you have demonstrated to yourself that you can be consistent, right? But once you are consistent, you have unlocked a superpower. And once you can demonstrate that ability, if you can hold your nerve and maintain the skill set with larger accounts, and so even though the percentages are the same, deep down you know that the difference between like $100 trade and $100,000 trade, right? Purely psychological. At some point you run into liquidity issues, but that's like a high quality problem to tackle. But if you can maintain your nerve and keep, hold true to your plan and everything you're doing as your account gets bigger, then you're unstoppable. You're absolutely unstoppable, and you've got a superpower that you can then pass on to your kids. Hey Anastasia, good evening. Hope you're doing all great. Nice one. Welcome, Anastasia. Cornish says, wave, hello. Anastasia, just came home, gonna rewatch whole video, super excited about this project. If you're on the waiting list for the Decentralions, Anastasia, I don't know if you, I don't think you are on the waiting list, are you? If you're not, then let me know. I'll send you the link to the Decentralion order page. Yeah, so anyway, where were we? So this could be, A, B, and a C. I mean, look, impulse, correction, impulse. And so, yeah, it's all working out great. And this is called a weighted VWAP, weighted volume. That McDonald's is like writhing around in my soul. Anastasia said, yep, just joined. Look, you've just joined what? You've just joined the whitelist, because it's live now. It's live right now, and I'll type it in. I'll type the page in one more time. Second. All right. Anastasia says, yes, the whitelist with email, right? Yeah, but I've already, all the emails have gone out. So that's the link you need to go to right now if you want to get a Decentralion, one of the 25. I put my phone on silent, so I haven't been seeing if more have been coming through. Yeah, more have been coming through. So yeah, so if you've just joined the whitelist now, I've already sent the emails out. So if you want to jump on that, you, Anastasia, or anyone else, that's the link. And so how many have we got left? There's still some left. Yeah, there's about like 10 left or anything. So you're good, Anastasia. You're good. Any questions about what we're looking at right now? But I'm just saying, like, look at this, like, if I just get rid of this for a second, we've just got such a beautiful, clean correction, right? Correction. It channels really beautifully. Not all corrections are clean like that. Yeah, you're welcome, Anastasia. Not all corrections are this clean. Where, I mean, look at this insane, beautiful divergence. With the price coming down lower and the volume just disappears. And then you look at the momentum. The same thing, like again, the price is just, look at the strength coming down, and it starts to just taper off, and you get this kind of, in this case, an ending diagonal, expanding ending diagonal, the RSI, the MACD histogram, and you'd see that divergence in other volume indicators that I'm going to be sharing in Module 21 as well. The end of a corrective triangle where it also hits the 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth warning line, and it also hits the lower parallel of this modified shift pitchfork, and the sliding parallel created by the mirror sliding parallel created by this sliding parallel, the lower the lower parallel line of this median modified shift pitchfork. I mean, this is what you're looking for. This is how we combine the crowd psychology patterns of 8-wave principle with the market geometry of Andrew's median lines, and it all comes together. So, and this is in this time frame, in the 30 minutes. If we go down into, what is this? This is the 1 minute. God, what are we seeing in the 1 minute? I haven't looked in here. And this is on Binance, so there's lots of liquidity in here. Let's wait for it to show up. If we were looking at all of these subwaves, and you were mapping out this kind of time frame, you're a scalper, intraday trader, then you're going to see patterns within here. You're going to none of this is mapped. We haven't obviously looked at all this, but you're gonna find crowd psychology patterns. You're going to find market geometry in here. God, let me just see if I can sort of find you an example. So I think with this, we would be looking at, let's say, a shift pitchfork, just as an example. I'm just throwing up a quick example here, right? That's the top right there. That's a shift. So we had price come up and, interact, just, there wasn't an entry down here, so it's not a great example. And then came down, look, I found support on the lower parallel and broke down below. It looked like it hit the first warning line perfectly. There it is, first warning line. That's just one example. Let's see if we change to modified, do we get anything more interesting? Look at that, modified, hits the median line perfectly. We still didn't get an entry, although, yeah, so we didn't really get an entry here. It came back down. Didn't quite give us an entry, and also we haven't broken any market structures. But I'm just showing you, like, it's all there. It's all there. We're down in the 1 minute now. Let's see if we can find. Let's see if we can just find something else. And I'm just talking about the market geometry here. Let's see if we can find if there was an entry somewhere. I think they call this like glitch hop or something. I'm just trying to find, pardon me, anything interesting that just for those of you who are interested in like scalping, and we are going to get into this, like doing scalping, because I think it'd be quite fun. I want a regular one. I mean, this look at it. It's all there, man. I know it looks like magic, but look at it. It's not random. It's not random. I mean, look how fucking perfect that is. And this is a perfect, you got a perfect entry, right? You've got lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then look, you've got a higher low. You break this market structure. You come back down. You don't quite get a touch. You break the market structure high, and then you get that. This is actually a perfect entry. Look what happens. Comes back down, hits the lower parallel, comes up, and a second time it hits the lower parallel, and you get these two these tweezers, right? These two beautiful separations, and this is perfect. This is just looking at market geometry. This is the perfect entry, and you even get a final time. The market's going like, is anybody else want to come on board the train? Right? And then, you know, you've got an 80% chance of price reaching the median line, and then boom, there it is. And if you didn't take profits, the market's like, hey, come on, let's go again. Comes back down, and it's like, once more. You know, look, I mean, look at this, look at this. Oh, Andy, technical analysis doesn't work. Market actions are completely random. Sure. Yeah, sure. Let's see how long this how long this geometry lasts for. Look. Look. Can you see? Backing music's quite. Oh yeah, sorry. I turned it up a second ago. Sorry. I got excited. My bad. Sorry. Is that better? Is that better? Sorry. I got excited with the glitch style music. But sorry. But look. You can see it coming. You can see it coming. Look. I mean, Jesus Christ. We'll keep going. I'm not going to stop. Look. I'm not going to stop. Can you see this? I mean, look, this looks like magic. Sorry, I'm getting excited because, like, I'm just... Like, all of this, right, this market geometry, right, this isn't happening because of the fact that price changed direction here, here, and here. This is happening for the same reason that price changed direction at these 3 points. It's not like this is the cause and this is the effect. These are all the effect of an underlying cause, and that underlying cause is the market geometry that this pitchfork is merely revealing. Right? That's all this is doing. This price action isn't caused by this pitchfork that's created by these 3 points. These 3 points are just more of the effect, as is this an effect, this is an effect. This is the result, this is the effect of the fact that price is responding to underlying market geometry. Now look, if you're a super scientific person, if I told you that price responded to hidden market geometry, you would think I'm an absolute quackpot. You'd think I'm a complete hippie lunatic that's talking about spirit angels and God knows what else, right? But look, can you see this? Am I looking at? Is it just me who's seeing this? Right? Is there anyone else? This stuff's fucking awesome. I think it's so cool. Like when I discovered this, which was after discovering Elliott Wave. Like when I discovered Elliott Wave, that was crazy enough. But when you I haven't seen anybody layer over the top of Elliott Wave this stuff. I haven't even seen anyone else. Well, there are people who teach this, But I haven't seen people combine Elliott Wave with Andrew's median lines, and they're both so powerful, but for completely different reasons. Yeah, Anastasia, it's crazy, huh? Cornish, it's truly beautiful. Yeah, man, it's great. But look, we're down in the 1 minute. The point I'm trying to make, guys, is these pitchforks reveal underlying hidden market geometry in the macro, in the daily. Right, let's go to the daily, right? Look at these like pitchforks where price, this green one is beautiful, right? Price hits the lower parallel, breaks down to the first warning line, shoots back up and hits the median line, right? And this was also a beautiful entry, although we didn't have any market structure here really to give us like confirmation, but we came back up and we had two tests for this this white regular pitchfork, and it came back up and again hit the median line. This is the daily. Sorry for all the burping and stuff. I had a bloody McDonald's before coming here, which is not good. I never eat McDonald's, but this is the daily, right? This whole pitchfork started in June. The next pivot was in August, and the final pivot was in November, right? And then we go down into the 1 minute, and look, this started at I've got here 5 o'clock. The second pivot was 50 minutes later, and the next one was 10 minutes after that, right? And price is responding to the market geometry that those three pivot points are also responding to. It's fucking insane, and no one talks about it. No one talks about it. Everyone in sort of the mainstream, when they talk about price action, they talk about fundamentals. They say like price will do something, and then you'll hear in the news that it did it because of an external news event. Bitcoin dropped 2% today because China announced this thing. I've never in the mainstream said Bitcoin dropped 5% because because there was an 80% chance that it was going to hit the median line. Bitcoin bounced off the lower parallel of this market geometry. No, you don't hear that. You don't hear that. And that's why I don't give a fuck about the news. I'm a technical analyst all the way. Anyway, that's my little rant there. Sorry, someone's messaging in the network. Let me see if it's someone who can't get access to the whitelist or something. Just wait for it to load. Does anyone have any questions about what Bitcoin's doing right now? I mean, I've kind of done what I wanted to do. I wanted to just show you where I thought we were at. Let's get rid of that. Just to kind of show you where I thought where we're at. We're in the beginning of a corrective move upwards to correct this W. So I believe this is the X. That's what I believe. And so the X, that's the first target for our X, the 0.5. And so that's like my thinking. So I'll turn that down. Oh, Anastasia, just saw your just saw yours come through. So, welcome to the Founders Club. Nice one. And like I said at the start, or earlier on in the stream, I really, really, really appreciate your guys' support and your literal vote of confidence in me. And so I'm going to do absolutely everything I can to make this thing happen. And my fantasy that keeps me going is all of you being in the positions in the future where your friends are going to be like, man, like, you're so lucky. I wish I was there, so cool. Evelyn says, hi, nice one. Hey, Evelyn, I haven't seen you here before, I don't think. Are you in the community? You in the King Silver Network? Cornish says, all good. All good. Thank you regarding Bitcoin. Did you say you were going to look at Ethereum next, please? I can if you want, but I haven't touched Ethereum. So my Ethereum chart is completely blank. And it takes a while to build up, it takes hours to build up a full wave count. We can look at it. And maybe you can give me a head start and let me know what you think's going on, where we're at. But I haven't touched Ethereum. Shaman, I don't know if Shaman's watching today, but Shaman, normally when we touch base, Shaman's got an updated wave count with Ethereum, but I haven't touched it. I've only been looking at Bitcoin. Evelyn says yes, so happy. Evelyn, so you mean you're in the You mean you've got a founder? You've got a Decentralion? Raphael says, thanks, Andy. I'm off. Catch you tomorrow. Yeah, nice one. Cheers, Raphael. I appreciate you. Welcome to the founders. And I'll catch you later. Anastasia says, super proud to join the founders NFT. Yeah. I appreciate that, Anastasia. So, I'm going to invite all of you to a new founders club space in the network. And then we'll all be in there together. Cornish says, of course, no worries. I've not either. You've not got a an Ethereum chart. Yeah, cool. Well, we can take a look at it. What time is it? It's 10 past 10 my time. So UK time, it's 10 past 9. Which means we've been going for an hour and 10 minutes. So we'll look at that again. And if we've got more time afterwards, we can look at the mid-journey stuff. But otherwise, we can, wrap it up. Are we going to end up going on for 3 hours again? Okay, well, okay, here's Ethereum. This is Ethereum on Binance. So the last time I touched it was me looking for some semantics to include as an example in the course. So we don't need that now. And okay, so I've got something here. So this is probably just very, very basics, and this placed over here was probably placed ages ago. But look, what's interesting is that it's kind of different to Bitcoin. We compare it to Bitcoin. What's this? This is the daily. So if we compare this to Bitcoin, although this is, there we go. Just waiting for it to load. What's this? Why is that there? That's my strategy. Hang on. See, look. This is my strategy that ChatGPT coded, and I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means. Is this meant to be some sort of buy and sell signal indicator based on what I said? See, I don't know. I don't know what it's done. Okay, fuck it. Master J says ETH is doing kind of same moves as Bitcoin, but in the macro, instead of a flat correction fourth, it's a combo correction, in my opinion. Oh, I see what you're saying. So wait, so Bitcoin, I think mine's an ABC. Yeah, mine's if I get rid of the one in profile, so yeah, so I've got an ABC. Yeah, I've got an ABC in Bitcoin, and so I've labeled this again. I can't even remember doing this, but I've got here WXY, and I think it's because of this crazy movement up here. I've got a WXY, so that means if this is either an A, and this is meant to be a B and a C, but like we haven't got much room left for an entire C, and so WXY A. I mean, because look, if this is our, pardon me, WX, because what's interesting is that, like, up until relatively recently, Ethereum and Bitcoin have really followed each other in a you know, almost perfect way, because they were both purely speculative coins. And then, you know, with Ethereum, you started to get more use cases with the ICOs that turned into a bubble, which crashed. And now you've got more things going on in Ethereum. You've got like lots of DeFi. You've got lots of Ethereum tokens being staked and locked up, etc., etc. But then I think it was either during this correction or it was like during this down part, that somewhere around here, Ethereum migrated to proof of stake, and so it took a really big leap forward in terms of its what's the term, when it uses up less energy, it's more efficient, all that kind of stuff. And you've got lots of layer 2 technology coming out that speeds it up, reduces transaction fees, which was one of the major hindrances to Ethereum's growth. And I mean, look, you know, like our decentralized NFTs, are we going to mint our NFTs on Ethereum? Maybe. I mean, this is something I'm not going to just decide without you guys. We'll be discussing this together. There's pros and cons of lots of things, but you know, I'm just saying that Bitcoin came down lower and it broke this lower low in Bitcoin, right? This is the point here. We broke down lower, but we didn't in Ethereum. And so we have to remember that even though these are, you know, tracking each other quite closely, they are completely isolated markets and they're completely different tokens. And so we got some different price action up here that made me think this is a W rather than an A. Now, again, I haven't looked at this. I can't remember doing this. Maybe this is an A. If this is an A and this is a B, then we can have the same thing in Bitcoin where we've got a C and a very drawn out wave 4 with one more little pop down for the wave 5. That would make sense. If we can't make this wave A work and this has to be a W and we're expecting this correction, I mean, look, I can't see this being an A, a B, and where's the C going to go? Like, look, 0 is here. Like, that's 0. Like, that's 0. Is Ethereum going to go to 0? I can't see that happening. And so I think there's either one of two things here in the macro that's possible. Oh, low battery. How much battery have I got? Let me just plug myself in. Give me a second. We're plugged in. Let me double check. Yeah, we're plugged in. So it's one of two situations. One, this is an A, and either this is like a failed fifth right there. And I have to look at that, and that would give us a similar kind of outlook as Bitcoin. Or if this is a W, then the Y actually completed down here, right? The Y actually completed here. And then what we've got is a wave. Then the cycle actually ended here, and we've got wave one, and now this is like a flat correction, or like a sideways correction, and when we do get the final push down, it won't go down past here, right? That's what that outlook looks like. I can't see any other two than those outlooks personally in terms of the wave structure. That's my macro outlook. Just looking at this now. And so the way that with like, is it normal to eat at McDonald's and get like a stuffy nose? Is it like, does McDonald's like work its way through your digestion and then just get into like, how like there's certain types of fungus that can animate a dead bug, and it will walk around. It's creepy as fuck. It's like a zombie kind of fungus. Does McDonald's have the same kind of effect? Like, am I becoming a cheat, like a McBurger? What the fuck is it called? A super burger, a super heart exploder? I don't know. Master J says, could the current macro correction be the B of the final Y? I assume you mean this, right? Oh shit, that's not a square. I assume you mean like this, you mean, right? Could this current macro correction be the B of the final Y? Marcus says nano food. But I mean, yes, it could be Master J, but look, it would mean a tiny little Y. Now, let's look at the Fibonacci trend-based McJobby job, and let's say we get the push up with look at the minimum Y that it's kind of pointing us to way down here, which would have Ethereum at minus 1,361. Come on, body, you can hang in there. It's just one McDonald's. You're stronger than the McDonald's. You're more powerful than the McDonald's. How do people eat McDonald's every day? Like, there's some people who eat McDonald's every day. How do they do that? Maybe they think that's just what living feels like. It would have to be in a tiny little Y, and it would mean Ethereum going down to like these crazy levels, and could it happen? Sure. Right, Ethereum comes right back down to there. Yeah, could happen, but that wouldn't be my primary. Master J says, sure, but we've seen all sorts of weird combos with short W's and short A's. Yeah, that's true. But it wouldn't be my probabilistic number one choice. I was thinking of a more clever way to say that. It wouldn't be the thing that I think would be most likely to happen personally. And so, I mean, I think it's kind of interesting that Bitcoin came down lower and created lower lows, but Ethereum didn't. I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, the buyers, seeing that Bitcoin had broken the lower low, they still stepped in. They still stepped in against what Bitcoin was doing, and that's not nothing. So, again, like, to go in deeper and do like the level of detail we've gone into with Bitcoin, we haven't got time for that, obviously. So I can't give you anything more than sort of my macro perspective on that. But maybe another time we can go deeper and we can spend more time on Ethereum, etc. But or even better, if again we haven't got time today, but people can share their charts, and then we can have a deep dive into somebody else's chart. I think Marcus was asking me this, like, can you share, I don't just mean like a picture, right? But can you share your TradingView chart where somebody else, like you could share yours, Master J, and then it's in my TradingView, and now we can go in and explore like this, like your TradingView. I haven't looked into that. Like, Martin asked me like a month ago or something, and I was like, I don't know if you can do that. Because look, you can export chart data, right? But I can't see anywhere to import chart data. So if anyone knows that, let me know. If you don't know, if anyone wants to go and find out and let me know, then hit me up in the network. Brian says McDonald's only good with a hangover. The only time they eat it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm a big believer in health, trying to be healthy. So if your body's in a weak state after drinking, I don't know if McDonald's would be a good thing. Look, saying that, when it was my birthday, on the 15th, and some mates came to see me, and we went out drinking. And what did we do on the way home? We went into McDonald's and got some burgers. So that wasn't a hangover, though. That was just drunk, stumbling into to McDonald's. Cornish says, I appreciate any info you have. Thank you. Cool. Well, that was just what I wanted to show you in Bitcoin anyway. So I think that's enough for today. I've been going for 2 hours and 23 minutes. So if you guys are still hanging around, we can have a little look at Midjourney AI if you want. Okay, let's do a vote. There's two choices. Oh no, Master Day, you want to talk about the mechanics? So we can do that. So, in fact, we probably should do that, shouldn't we? That's because today is the launch day of the NFTs. By the time I've done with the AI, I might be too tired. So let's talk about NFTs now, and then if we've got time after that, then we can go and do some the AI stuff. And if not, we'll do the AI stuff. Master J said it's getting late here. Oh, you don't want to do the NFT stuff? Well, look, we're going to do this again. I'm back here tomorrow. We can do it tomorrow. Well, not just tomorrow. We're going to keep on doing it Monday. We can just continue working on it. So, yeah, it's getting like, it's like, coming up to 10:30 where I am as well. So should we wrap it up? Yeah. Should we wrap it up? And then we'll come back tomorrow, and then we can deep dive into more mechanics, and we can brainstorm, and we can keep moving forward. Yeah, you're happy with tomorrow. Wicked. All right. Well, look, again, thank you everyone for your votes of confidence in me and the project. It means a lot. It's so much cooler doing this with surrounded by some cool people compared to doing it on your own. It's so much cooler, and yeah, means a lot to me. Really appreciate it. So wicked. So tomorrow I'm going to create the Founders Club space in the network. I'm going to invite the new founders into that space, and that's where we're all going to be together, and that's where we can share any development ideas, mechanics and things, ongoing, creative brainstorming outside of these live streams. We can do it inside there. Also inside the when we eventually do the phase 2, the generation 2, then those people will be in the broader Decentralions space, but only you guys, the founders, are going to be in the founders space. So congratulations to everyone who got one of the founders. That's something that I want to do everything I can to make sure that owning that is going to be one of the best things you guys have ever done. And yeah, awesome. So today was great. So I want to see an emoji that represents how you are currently feeling, and I need at least 5 emojis before this stream is allowed to end. That's what I'm saying. Cornish says, thank you, Andy. Have a good evening and hope that McDonald's settles down. Yeah, just got to wait for my digestion to get it out of it. Just get it done, get it through. There's the emoji from Cornish, nice. Shirley, I'm happy to do the mechanics another day. Brian says, the live trade analysis is really great. Marcus, thanks Andy. There's the smiley. There's another smiley from Master J. So I've got 3 smileys so far. I need 2 more. And then the stream can end. Need 2 more emojis. Come on guys. I feed on emojis. Nom 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 nom. Thank you, Jew. Appreciate it. There it is. No, I need 1 more. Thanks, Andy. It's great to be part of this. Cheers, Shirley. I appreciate you being here. 1 more emoji and then the stream's gonna end. Who's going to be the last one to seal the deal? Then it will come in. Nice one. Thank you guys. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the network, and I'll see you guys on the next Decentralist live stream tomorrow. Bye, guys.